Today we're talking about boosting breast milk production, and joining us is our usual in-house guest, Ifwa Deswa Insia Nomanyo of Deswa Diet Consult and Medical Catering. Very nice to have you.
Nice.
How are you doing?
I'm very good. And
Are we
how
seeing
you
whether
too?
this is Ghana? I'm very well.
I'm coming.
Live and colored.
Live and colored.
Charlie.
I like that. I like that. Run us through what we spoke about last week. So we were talking about boosting breast milk supply. So give us a bit of, what we spoke about last week before we delve into all of this goodies that I see on our table.
Okay, so last week we threw more light on the benefit of the breast milk to the infant, to the baby. We emphasized that breast milk is a complete meal in the right quantity and the right nutrients. So it is the best nutrient you can ever give a child. That's all the child needs to fight against infection and to prepare for life. So we even said this child can face every storm because he's well equipped nutritionally. So breast milk is the superfood for a child, for a baby.
Right.
Yeah.
I see what you have. Should we go into that, or should we wait a bit?
We wait a bit.
Wait a bit. Okay. So, how does a mother ensure that her breast milk supply is always available for the child? I know, yes, last week we touched on it briefly, but let's delve into it a bit more.
Yes. So after birth, having adequate rest is enough. It's very important for the mother to make sure she has constant supply of her milk. Okay, so adequate rest is very important, and also making sure you feed the baby frequently. You don't wait for baby to start demanding. Some of them can sleep for long. So you time the baby after an hour and a half. If the baby is still sleeping, put the baby to breast.
1 hour and a half.
Yes.
Hey, then my friend almost killed her child though, because she would leave the baby to sleep the whole day and was like, oh, I'm sorry, to come and then.
Yes.
Oh.
Some can sleep for 4 hours, 5 hours. Okay. If you allow them, they will not gain the weight. Okay. So every 2 hours, a baby should be feeding. Okay. But the baby who sleeps a lot, wake the baby up an hour and a half. It will take him or her about 30 minutes before she starts suckling, because still, and that one is so. So if you have a baby like that, you have to be prompting the baby to be suckling. And the more they suckle, the more your brain produces all the necessary signals to help the breast to produce more. So if you allow the baby to sleep, you cannot. If you also supplement with formula, all the formulas we have around, you cannot produce. So for the first 6 months, no formula. Even when you have had a cesarean section, where we normally start the baby on formula, after the milk has started flowing, please don't finish the tin of formula, just throw it away. Allow it to go and give the baby the super one, okay? And put the baby to rest. Most of the mothers will say, so far as I have opened it, let me continue. When we do the mixed feeding, you cannot produce enough milk, okay?
Because you rely on the...
Yes. Okay. And also make sure baby always empties one breast before you go to the other. When you empty one, the brain, again, so far as it is empty, would want to fail.
Right.
So you start producing more. But if you do, you change so fast, you still have a little more there, so you cannot produce. So always ensure.
And how do you know that one breast is empty?
Exactly.
It becomes very light.
Okay.
Okay. It will become very light, you feel it. And so you take the baby. And the last one is where the fat is. So when your baby is not gaining weight, ensure that he's emptying one, getting to the fat side before you bring him to the another. By the time you have finished the breastfeeding section, it will be about 45 minutes, an hour. She should be able to empty both. Then you know baby is full. Then baby can play or rest. When they are not full, they will become And yes, they are crying, they can't sleep and all that. But when they are able to empty both, they are okay. And the breast milk will naturally produce again to fill it for the next section. The next section, when you are not around, make sure you have pumped it out and keep it in a fridge. If you are a working mother out there, have your bag or have a fridge that you can keep it. If you don't pump it, you wait till you come home in the night, till baby empties it, you cannot produce. So you will run to the formulas.
Is it advisable that while baby is feeding on one breast, you can pump the other? Is that advisable?
That is when baby is not able to suckle enough.
Okay, okay.
Some babies, for some reasons, are unable to suckle enough. So you can pump the other and give him with a spoon.
Okay.
Okay. With time, when the baby has gained strength, naturally they will suckle and empty both for you.
Okay. We've spoken about how we can increase, but then what about decrease? Decreasing breast milk.
So these factors about having a misfeeding and not putting baby to breast enough would decrease your breast production, your breast milk production. Because the more baby demands it, the more you pump, the more they suckle, the more you naturally produce. Okay, so you can take all the nutritious stuff to produce milk, but if you don't put baby to breast to prompt your brain to produce, if you don't encourage baby to empty, if you don't pump it out, if you don't have enough rest, you can still not produce enough breast. So you should ensure that whilst eating well, you're also having the necessary environment and enough breast for your body to be able to naturally produce the milk. When we're able to do all these things, every woman is able to produce enough milk for the baby. You will not need any other formula because your body, your breast will give you enough milk for your baby to enjoy.
My next question then would be, what should they be eating to be able to produce enough so they don't have to go through all of that?
Yes, so having a balanced meal is the way to go. There isn't a strict diet for a breastfeeding mother. But you know, postpartum nutrition also enables the mother to restore what she might have lost and also nourish the child. So ensuring that you are eating well starts from the type of fluids you are even taking for hydration. Okay, because you are producing milk, of course, you are going to drink a lot of water, going to take a lot of fluids. When you come to the hospitals, when a mother gives birth, you see all kind of drinks. Having the healthy drink is very essential. So you don't gain unnecessary weight. So you don't expose yourself to unnecessary disease conditions after you wean off baby.
Yeah.
Okay. So these drinks have a lot of calories, have a lot of sugar. Okay. So today we have here, I have this. This is fennel. Okay. Fennel has a lot of nutrients. It is. There is a compound in it that encourages or that boosts breastfeeding. That boosts constant supply of the breast milk. So we have this. We have ginger. Ginger also has a lot of antioxidants. You know, your body has gone through a lot, and especially a woman who has gone through a C-section will need a lot of these to also help with the wounds. Even a woman who has gone through vaginal delivery still needs to prepare herself for good restoration. Okay, so good nutrients during breastfeeding period is very important. Instead of running to all those fruit juices, I don't want to mention names, but the sodas and the sugar-based ones, we have teas here. This what I have here today, I'm sharing with you. That is my favorite.
Really?
Yes, this is clove, ginger, and fennel.
Cloves, ginger, and
Fennel. You can add lemon. Lemon is mostly added just before you drink it, so you enjoy the full benefit.
Won't add any milk or sugar on it.
No. You know, when it comes to milk, feeding your
Do you not like me? I thought we were friends.
you see, taste is acquired.
Yeah.
You shouldn't always go for sugar base. A lot of
But this
people
one
will add,
it's wow, that's interesting.
a lot of people will add honey to this,
Okay.
but you don't need the honey. Okay, you are supposed to drink. It's just like that. But if you are struggling, if you have a sweet tongue,
Yeah.
then you can add a little. And adding the
Yeah,
honey
so
is
a
just
little
about
honey is not bad, right?
just about a teaspoon.
Yeah.
It's enough.
Oh,
Okay.
And I'm convinced you don't like me.
You see that most of it after delivery, we gain unnecessary weight. It is true that breastfeeding burns about 500 calories every day. So you should eat to replace that. But eating to replace should be the right
Okay.
calories. Some mothers have gestational diabetes. They acquire diabetes whilst pregnant.
Yeah.
So for a mother like that, and even all mothers, after delivery, you should be careful the kind of drinks you are taking. They shouldn't be sugar-based, so that you can get rid of the diabetes. Most of the time, gestational diabetes, you are able to, they go after delivery.
Okay.
Okay, good. But if you don't eat well, there's a high tendency that you will get type 2 diabetes.
Oh, wow.
That do not go
Yeah, we
away
do not
easily
want
like
that.
that.
We do not
You have
want
to
that.
manage that. So cutting down unnecessary sweets after delivery is very important. Most of the fruit juices, the one in the paper boxes, all those, they are concentrated. But these ones will nourish you. In a day, you should feel, you should have taken about 2 bottles of this,
Really?
even 3.
It's not too much.
No, so this is 1.5 liter, okay? Taking about 2 is 3 liters. In addition to your soups, you are taking, even if you take 1.5, if you are not able to manage, if you are not able to take these teas and you take 1.5 with your coconut water has electrolytes that will also help you with more fluid production, more milk production, and also keep you well hydrated. Okay, so most of the time, Ghana here, when you say drink a lot of genum, we will go for ice kinky and then
Kati.
granuts. So the ice kinky and granite with a lot of sugar in the ice kinky. If you can, this one I blended it without sugar. When I'm doing it for some mothers, I might add 1 banana or 2 just to sweeten it. Other ones who have very high BP, you can blend your kinky with your coconut water,
Okay.
so that it is more nutritious. When you add the granite to it, it is balanced.
Okay.
But making sure that you have just empty ice kinky and with just a little granite is not nutritious enough. Okay.
Wow.
So let's blend our kinky with coconut water and then add the nut to it. That's one. You are sure that your ice kinky is
True. But I see people also do so many. They add banana, they add granola, they add like all sorts of things. So all of these, is it not gummy bears, but like they have these really sophisticated things they add to the ice cream cake.
Okay. So if there are some mothers after birth are not able to chew, you know, childbirth comes with a lot of issues. So then the coconut water, and in any case, coconut water, the maximum intake for a day is 500 ml. An average coconut will give you about 250 ml. So it means you're having just about 2. Okay. Next week when we come, we will have a lot of smoothies that you can prepare with your coconut water. But today, our concentration is on the ice kinky because there is every evidence that when you drink even a bottle and you add your nut to it, you start feeling your breast getting heavy after an hour. So
is there science to it, or it's just...
You know, there isn't any science to it, but evidence. There is also the clinical evidence. There is
empirical evidence.
Yes, and every mother, especially those of us in Ghana, can attest to that. We are yet to dive into it scientifically to prove, but there is that evidence. Just like this is lemongrass, right?
Yeah.
Lemongrass, there is a debate on it, but you know, what you should also pay attention to when you are eating whilst breastfeeding is that you should pay attention to how the baby reacts to what you eat. Okay, check check the diapers. When they poo, check the color, check the eyes of the baby, check the skin. Some of the babies will react when a mother takes milk, a cow's milk. So for a mother like that, you can't take milk, you can't add milk to any of your beverages, okay? Some of them, when a mother takes nuts, groundnuts, they will have itchy eyes, their skin might change, they will start crying a lot. They might have some colic as well. So you have to keep a food diary when you're a mother. Every new thing you introduce to your diet, you have to watch how the baby responds to it so that you do not frustrate the child. Garlic is very good, but some babies react to garlic. Cocoa products. So most of us like the chocolate beverages because it produces a lot of milk, but it also has caffeine, though little, but a lot of babies react to caffeine. So you might drink it and your baby keeps crying and you don't know what it is. You might have to stop the chocolate drink and see how the baby is responding to it. Even fennel, if you take it and your baby is responding negatively, you have to. So you don't take a lot of things at a time as a mother. You introduce one gradually. Okay. This is hibiscus, also very good. Sobolo, also very good when you have to hydrate and also helps with the production of milk. So this hibiscus, we don't have to brew, we don't have to take a lot to make our tea that's deep or
very strong. That's
red or wine. It shouldn't be very deep because it is very, very potent. And the more you take, the more, if you take too much, you burden your organs as well. Beetroots, this brings me to beetroot. Yesterday, I realized a lot of mothers are now taking beetroot smoothies. That is why next week I want to do smoothies for our breastfeeding mothers. Beetroot is also very potent. Every literature will bring the word sparingly when you're using beetroot. So beetroot, though very good, it has to be very small. You add it to your carrots and yogurts, blend it as you want to snack on something, you snack on them, you will be able to produce enough breast milk. Then our own konsusa, the turkey berries. You know, all the greens, whether ademe, kontomire, spinach, all the greens, alefi, dandelion with a caution. Okay. Because dandelion is also very potent. Okay. If you drink dandelion alone, you burden your organs. So dandelion with so much caution. So yes, dandelion, but use it the way you would use beetroots, because most of them are very
Interesting.
potent.
And we have some questions from our viewers for you, so we'll just so you're able to go through them quickly. Good morning, I'm watching from Dodo. I kindly ask the doctor, Ella is a registered dietitian, whether breastfeeding can make one lose weight. So that's the first question. Then, okay, so that's the second one is still the same.
Has responded to this. I think in her initial, she said breastfeeding can make you lose weight.
Yes, yes. Because it burns the calories. It burns about 500 calories a day.
Interesting.
But if you also eat too much, then you will not see the weight,
the weight loss.
Right. Yes.
Wow. Is it possible for ladies who are not breastfeeding or who are not new mothers or newly born mothers to produce milk?
No, so unless it's a disease condition, okay, the milk will start flowing when baby latches on, when you put baby to the breast, then the brain, okay,
It has to
then
be a
the
baby.
hormones, yes, it has to be a baby.
No,
what do you mean by it has to be a baby?
the
What
milk to
else
come.
could it
For
possibly
the milk to come.
But I must also say,
Yeah.
I have seen few women who started producing milk when their husband handled the breast and suckle
That
for
is
so
what I
long.
was
Yes,
wanted to be sure.
That's
yes.
what I wanted you to push to
Yes.
us.
No,
Yes.
no.
Okay.
Yeah,
And please, let's
yeah.
finish with
So some women do produce
Milk. And
milk
with
when
that, they
their
will not have to
husband-
be. So it's just because their husbands.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that can be uncomfortable. Okay. Oats. This is oats.
Right.
This is oats. So oats also helps the body produces a lot of milk. So breakfast, instead of taking other beverages, why don't we take oats? Oats has added nutrient, the fiber, the antioxidants that you need for your body, instead of the other beverages that will give you empty calories. Okay. And I might also say our corn porridge, the one we put the cloves and the huentia and others
the white
inside, the white one. That is also very good for us.
I like that.
Yes, I also like that a lot. That makes me gain weight, so I slow down it. Yes, garlic, very, very good, but of course, like I said earlier, listen to the response of the baby. Okay, if baby is not sleeping well after, if baby is having diarrhea, some babies respond that. When you have contombre, when you've eaten a lot of contombre and you see the stool of your baby changing, don't be so worried. Unless baby is becoming so restless, that is when it's an issue. Or baby is having diarrhea, that's when it's an issue. But when it has just changed in color, that is not so much of an issue. Of course, when you want to introduce anything way outside your regular nutrition intake, discuss with a dietitian. A nursing mother should have a dietitian. You know, Ghana here, we don't use our dietitians well. We don't consult our dietitians. We think
I feel like we rely on what our mothers did.
our mothers did, yes, and that's is the guiding principle. But sometimes, okay, what our mothers did these days with exposure to certain disease conditions, you might rather complicate your issues. Like a lady who is eating so well, your mother comes and mommy is giving you fufu.
Morning, afternoon,
Yes.
evening.
I would love my fufu, but how best?
Abemudro and
Yes.
all of those
Before you
things.
are sleeping, you know,
Tim.
You
Why?
have to you have to eat it, but there should be the right,
moderation.
especially when you have had conditions in the past. Even cesarean session, after you have had cesarean session and you've had a healthy baby, you have to increase your protein intake and your vitamin C intake. Okay, of course, a mother might not know.
Right.
Okay, so you might delay the healing process might delay. So you see somebody has gone through C-section for about 6 months, a year, and is still complaining. Maybe you didn't eat well. Maybe you didn't have enough rest for the body to heal fast. Maybe you didn't enjoy vitamin C, the good source of vitamin C. You only dependent on the pepper juices, okay? And those ones will not give you adequate vitamin C, okay? So having the right fruit and vegetable smoothies, not fruit smoothies. The fruit smoothies, you will see that you are gaining the weight. And if you don't take care, by the time baby has weaned off and you want to go back to your shape, then you are not getting there. You are struggling because you ate too much, okay? This is flaxseed.
Okay.
Flaxseed is very good. We have other seeds. We even have the pumpkin, which is also very good for breastfeeding mothers. Flaxseed, when a baby is not responding well to the nuts, we can try flaxseed in our blended kenkey, our mashed kenkey, okay? Because it has to be balanced. You need the healthy fats. So normally here we get our healthy fats from the granules.
Okay.
And then you also need the protein. So this will give you a little protein, but more healthy fats. When you even add the chia seed will give you more fiber. This fiber is broken down, but the chia seed one is whole, okay? So adding a tablespoon to it is enough fiber for you over there. And so the flaxseed can be added to your smoothies, can be added to your mashed kenkeis, or can even be snacked on. When you chew it, you really enjoy the oil.
Content,
you feel it,
yeah.
yes,
Wow.
that much. And this is my cloves. Once again, cloves, you might taste it here. I even see it in mine.
I did.
You don't have to use too much. This bottle has just about 10 or 12.
Actually, like single one like this.
Single. You count them.
Wow.
Because they are strong. So you don't just fake them. I saw a lady who said she was on a therapy and her bottle, she was using a 500 ml bottle and half of it was cloves. She had water on. Hey, your organs will suffer.
Yeah.
With time, you will see that your doctors will be giving you unpleasant news. Okay, so you have to use them.
What was the local name? I feel like I know it, but
Pepper.
Or is that pepper?
This is pepper. Pepper. So just one or two. You know, our mothers will put just one or two in the cocoa or the soup for us. But knowing that it is good doesn't mean you should
consume it in large quantities.
Yes.
And I see that we don't have any spicy foods here. There's some foods that lactating mothers should avoid.
No, apart from alcohol and caffeine and
How about fast food?
fast food and empty juices. If I say empty juices,
Yeah.
full of calories, those color.
You
Apart
drink
from
that, your whole
those,
tongue will be...
Red.
apart from those unhealthy ones,
Right.
okay, sticking to natural food is very important. But then look at the response of your child. Okay, they should. I have a friend who came and I was eating at home, and I think the baby was just about 8 months, but I couldn't take the abom because she asked me, and that is a smart mother, what is inside? I mentioned and got to ginger. I add a little ginger to it. And she said, no, the baby reacts to ginger. So because, DB, but because of the ginger. Otherwise, baby cannot sleep. So pay attention to how the baby responds, and that should be your guiding principle. And make sure you are getting enough of the balance. You should have your protein, you should have your whole grain carbohydrates, you should have your vegetables, making sure that your fluids for hydration is not sugar-based. You are enjoying more soups, but vegetables in your soups. And even when you have to snack on soup, make sure there's a little protein in there so that you can have a balanced diet. And your milk production will be
Optimal.
in constant supply. You'll not lack. And of course, putting baby to breast as frequent as possible and having enough rest.
Wow.
And thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sure all lactating mothers everywhere watching us this morning have learnt a lot. Even the fathers have also learnt a lot. I like how Judo is, comes forward to pay attention for
Yeah, because
the
I'm
future.
looking at something that will taste more acceptable.
You know,
Probably.
the sugar ones are not helping.
We
And
really
you
need
know-
to do sugar just for him.
The sugar ones are not helping.
And it's a problem.
It's
Every
a big
single
one.
day he drinks Coke.
This tea is very nice.
Dude, it's very
It's
nice.
very,
Try
very
it
nice.
again.
Don't tell me the
Try
story.
again.
Jude, if you don't finish, you are not leaving.
Yes. If you don't finish,
I'll finish
we'll
it
end the
offset.
segment.
I'll finish it offset, don't worry.
Try again. Try again.
Maybe the masque will do. Yeah.
I didn't add sugar.
And then and we're so grateful. And as a registered dietitian, and she brought us how to boost breast milk supply.